Today's hygiene and health lesson, we will be covering on colds and flu. Okay, 我们今天的卫生和健康课会讲关于感冒和流感。Okay, I believe everybody here definitely have went through colds or flu before, but it's not easy to differentiate between the two, and we might think that it's the same, but actually it's different. 我们这边在座的各位一定都得过感冒和流感，他们可能很多人觉得他们是一样的，可是其实他们是不同的。Okay? So today we'll be covering on common flu, common cold and influenza, which are one of the most common illness, and we'll learn about the symptoms as well as how to treat it. 今天我们学的是感冒和流感，这是一些比较普遍的疾病。我们也会学到这两个疾病的症状，给他们不同的症状以及怎么去治疗。We'll first cover cold. 我们现在先来讲关于感冒。So what is a cold? 感冒是什么？A cold is an infection in our nose, throat, or lungs, which is the upper respiratory tract of our body. 感冒是当我们的鼻子、喉咙或肺部受到感染。A cold is also an illness caused by viruses. 病毒也会导致感冒。So cold has those very serious cold and also those minor cold that can recover in days. 感冒有那种很危险的，也有那种小型的感冒，几天后就能恢复的那种。So usually children will get cold very often, but as you grow older, you will get lesser and lesser of them. 小孩子通常比较会得到感冒，但是随着年龄的增长，他们就会越来越少患上感冒。The reason for this is because there are many different kinds of cold made out of a lot of viruses. When you catch a certain cold, your body will actually be immune to this particular virus. But then there are so many other viruses out there, so that's why you will still fall sick, when you catch another virus that your body has no immunity on. 这个理由呢，是因为感冒有很多种病毒。当你得到了这个感冒呢，你的身体就会对这个病毒产生这个免疫力。可是感冒有很多很多种不同的病毒，所以就算你对这个病毒有了免疫力，你将来还是可能会得到别的病毒，受到感冒。So what are the symptoms of a cold? 感冒的一些症状。So firstly, we will have fever. 我们会发烧。And then leads to muscle ache. 然后也有肌肉疼痛。Sore throat, 喉咙痛。Runny nose, 流鼻涕。And cough, 咳嗽。Usually fever and muscle ache will start on the first 2 days of your cold. 通常发烧和肌肉疼痛会在我们得到感冒的前2天。And after that, in the next 2 days, you will get sore throat. 然后后2天就会开始喉咙痛。And then from the 4th day onwards, we will start getting runny nose and cough, which will last for about a week. 然后从第4天开始，我们就会流鼻涕，然后咳嗽。这症状呢就会持续1整个星期。Then some colds can also affect our heart. So therefore, it's best not to do vigorous exercises when you have this cold. 有时候感冒也会影响到我们的心脏，所以如果我们得到了这种重感冒呢，最好是不要做那种激烈的运动。And colds can also set off asthma. So if you have asthma, please be mindful when you catch a cold. 感冒也可能会导致哮喘病发作，所以当你感冒的时候，最好要更注意自己的病情。Especially when we have an infection, maybe in our lungs, it can actually affect our breathing. So if we do exercises that require a lot of oxygen, in our body, right, we might not be able to provide enough oxygen, to our body. 而且呢，因为感冒呢，也可能是因为我们的肺部感染，所以如果我们感冒的时候还去做那种激烈的运动，我们的那个肺部未必能承受。Then next we move on to influenza， 然后我们讲关于流感。So we often confuse cold with flu. Sometimes we can say that we catch a cold, we catch a flu, but in fact, there's actually a difference between these two. 我们有时候会讲我们得到感冒，还是得到流感，这两个其实是很不同的东西。Then what is a flu? 什么是流感？It's a much more serious infection than a cold. 流感呢是比感冒还更严重的病毒感染。It can last up to 2 weeks. 可以持续2个星期 ，whereas a cold can usually recover in a week. 然而感冒通常可以在1个星期内恢复。A flu also causes inflammation of the joints, muscles, and body. 流感也会造成我们的关节、肌肉和身体里的其他内脏发炎。And it's also a seasonal thing, which we always often hear something called flu seasons. So in Singapore, there are actually 2 flu seasons. 而且流感呢是季节性的，新加坡有2个流感季节。First, it's from December to February. 通常12月至2月，很多人都会得流感的去看医生。And May to July， 还有5月至7月。So how do we catch a cold or flu？ 我们是怎么患上感冒和流感的？ So cold or flu viruses, they are spread through the droplets of saliva or mucus coughed or sneezed out when we have a cold or flu. OK， 所以感冒和流感的病毒呢，是从一个感染的人他的咳嗽或打喷嚏出来的口水和鼻涕传染的。That's why it is important to cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze, as it is more hygienic and also stops the spread of viruses. Which is also like COVID now that we are going through. It's also a type of virus, and we have to stop the spread of this virus by wearing masks, because the mask is supposed to help you block off this mucus or saliva. Yeah. Okay. 所以我们咳嗽或打喷嚏时必须盖好嘴巴，因为这样比较卫生，也能替我们停止病菌的传播。好像这次的这个武汉病情，我们也得戴着我们的口罩，因为这个口罩能预防我们从别人感染的人喷那个口水喷到我们身上，或者说我们如果比方说感染了，也不用传给别人。 and your body becomes immune to a virus once you catches it. So if you catch this virus before, you won't catch it again. Yeah, so for example, like chickenpox, once you get it once, you won't get it a second time. Okay, 我们一患上病毒后呢，身体的免疫系统就会记住这个病毒，然后以后就不会再患上同样一个病毒了。好像我们出水痘我们出过一次呢，就不会再出第二次了。Okay, however, how come you still get like colds and flu, even though you've had it once? Yeah, okay, because there are over 150 viruses that can cause colds and flu. You catch them when you are younger, and by the time you are older, you are already immune to most of the viruses. So when you were younger, you actually catch cold and flu more often because you are less exposed as compared to a adult. Yeah, okay. So 世界上有多过150个感冒和流感病毒。我们小时候呢，就会经常患上感冒那是因为我们比较少接触到病毒。呀，可是当我们一患上，我们就不会再患同样一个病毒了。呀，所以长大后呢，大人们就比较少得到感冒和流感，因为都已经对他们免疫了。呀，okay, yeah, so that's why we don't get cold as often when we are older. 呀，所以长大后就比较少感冒。呀。So then, how do we treat colds or flu? 我们要怎么去治这个感冒和流感？ So, there is no medicine that actually kills the cold or flu viruses. Okay, but you can take other medicine to make the symptoms feel better. Yeah, 目前我们没有可以完全除掉感冒和的病毒的毒药，的药，可是你还是可以吃别的药来舒缓感冒的症状。Okay, so let's say if you have running nose, you can actually eat those medicine that helps you to cope with that symptom better. 好像如果流鼻涕，你可以吃一些药来去除那个鼻涕。Okay, yeah, and then let's say if we have sometimes it comes with the colds and flu body aches. Okay, so paracetamol, which is another name for Panadol, can help to ease that. Okay, 所以有时候我们得感冒或流感，我们的肌肉也会疼痛，所以我们可以吃止痛药yeah. And then sometimes we also have sore throat, so we can eat like lozenges, okay, to help soothe the throat. Okay, 所以我们如果喉咙不舒服呢，我们也可以吃那种喉咙痛的糖果来舒缓我们的喉咙。Yeah, so like just now I said, running nose. So we have nose drops that helps to turn the nose tap off, so we won't keep having runny nose. So 这个鼻滴是来停止鼻涕的流滴。Yeah. And then cough mixture, and also helps to settle bronchial inflammation. Okay, if we cough, we can take that. 还有咳嗽药水来帮我们医治咳嗽。However, we have to remember not to anyhow take medicine. Okay, we can't take medicine that we find at home that might have been on the shelf for really long. Okay, make sure that we still see a doctor if you're not feeling well. Okay, 我们要记得不可以乱吃药，不可以家里有那个药你就这样吃最好是如果有感冒或流感就直接去看医生。Okay, yeah, so we have to go and see a doctor and take the medicine that the doctor prescribes to us. Yeah. Because sometimes, let's say if the medicine that you find at home is actually belongs to your another family member, and maybe the doctor only prescribed to that member this kind of medicine, but you eat what that was prescribed to her, so it might not cure you or it might even worsen your condition. Okay, 所以我们应该去看医生，然后只吃医生给我们配的药。医生会根据我们的症状配给我们应对的药。所以比方说，如果你在家里吃那些可能之前其他的家庭成员吃过的药，可能那些药都是医生配给他们的，根据他们的症状，所以可能你们没有完全一样的症状，所以你吃了他的药，可能你吃好不了，还可能会更糟。Okay? So, let's recap on what we have covered today. We covered on colds and flu. Okay, 我们讲了感冒和流感 their symptoms. 我们讲关于他们的两种的不同的症状。And we also talk about how to treat colds or flu. 然后我们也讲怎么治疗感冒和流感。Can you remember what are the types of medicine that helps to treat? Yeah. Okay. 你们记得我刚刚有讲什么药治疗什么症状吗